So this is my video for our brain practical dissection. My name's Trudy Shipley. Just starting out with the instructions. Looking at the brain from the dorsal side, I was able to observe the cerebrum, which is the largest part of the brain and is divided into left and right hemispheres. The cerebellum is the most posterior to the brainstem and inferior to the cerebrum, and is a major region that coordinates nervous signals to produce fluid movements, maintain balance, and controls muscle coordination. I then flipped the brain ventral side up. I was able to observe the medulla, the pons, brainstem, and spinal cord. The medulla contains vital centers such as respiratory and cardiovascular centers, as well as other reflex centers that include coughing, vomiting, and sneezing functions. Just superior of the medulla is the pons. This also has some respiratory centers that assist the medullary respiratory centers in controlling breathing. I then dissected the two hemispheres and created two halves. I was able to observe the third and fourth ventricles, the thalamus, hypothalamus, pineal body, and midbrain fairly easily. I was not able to identify the choroid plexus. The ventricles are hollow spaces that fill with cerebrospinal fluid, which circulates through the brain and the spinal cord, and pretty much its functions is to protect and nourish the CNS tissue. The thalamus is the major relay center of the CNS. The pineal gland is a small endocrine gland that produces the hormone melatonin. The hypothalamus is located inferior to the thalamus and is a vital center to the CNS. It's responsible for maintaining homeostasis. Also, it's responsible for bodily functions and systems, controls the actions of the pituitary gland, also the sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions of the autonomic nervous systems, and plays a role in maintaining consciousness, emotional behavior, and learning and memory. When making the cross-section through the cerebral hemisphere, I was able to observe the inner white matter and the outer gray matter. The cerebellum contains white matter that contains mostly myelinated axons, which allows nervous impulses to travel and reach their destinations rather quickly. It also produces a branching pattern that resembles tree branches and is called the arbor vitae, or referred to as the living tree. The gray matter appears gray because it's mostly composed of cell bodies and is unmyelinated. So overall, this assignment was very, very cool. I found it very interesting. I enjoyed being able to see all the different regions of the brain and actually identify the areas within. I really used to think the heart used to be the main player of the body, but after this last chapter and being able to actually see and realizing how much the brain has to do with our day-to-day functions, it's very cool, very cool. So really enjoyed this assignment. Looking forward to the next dissection assignment, and really enjoy the class. Thanks.